In the mid-19th century, America was a land of opportunity. Railroads snaking across the continent, cities roaring to life, and fortunes waiting to be seized. Amid this restless energy stood a quiet, calculating young man named John D. Rockefeller. Born in 1839 to a modest family in Richford, New York, Rockefeller wasn't born into wealth. He built it, one disciplined step at a time. But behind that calm face lay an obsession to bring order to the chaos of oil. Rockefeller's father, William Big Bill Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman, a man of charm and deceit who sold fake cures and vanished overnight. From him, John learned a crucial lesson. Trust must be earned, pressed, and controlled. While his father chased quick money, young John dreamed of steady, predictable wealth. His mother, a devout Baptist, taught thrift, honesty, and discipline, virtues that would shape the empire to come. Rockefeller began his career as a humble bookkeeper, mastering every number and transaction. He viewed money as something sacred, a measure of order in a chaotic world. Every cent had to be accounted for. By age 20, he had saved enough to start his own firm, Clark and Rockefeller, dealing in produce and trade. His sharp mind and relentless ethics quickly set him apart. But soon, he discovered something new bubbling up from the ground: oil. In the 1860s, Pennsylvania's oil fields erupted in frenzy. Men rushed to drill, refine, and sell black gold. But it was chaos. Prices fluctuated wildly, fires broke out, and fortunes were lost overnight. Rockefeller saw opportunity not in the oil itself, but in the inefficiency. He believed order could make him rich. If he could refine oil better, safer, cheaper, he could control the entire industry. In 1870, Rockefeller founded Standard Oil with a single mission: domination through efficiency. He cut costs, improved refining, and negotiated ruthless deals with railroads for secret rebates. Competitors couldn't keep up. To Rockefeller, it wasn't cruelty, it was mathematical inevitability. He believed competition wasted resources. Consolidation meant perfection. Rockefeller rarely raised his voice. He conquered not by shouting, but by quiet calculation. He'd buy out rivals, often leaving them with shares in his company rather than cash. Within a decade, Standard Oil controlled nearly 90% of U.S. refining. His empire became a machine, silent, relentless, unstoppable. Behind Rockefeller's success were secret pacts with railroads. By shipping enormous volumes of oil, he secured discounts no competitor could match. Rail companies loved him. Rivals despised him. But these deals also made him enemies in government and journalism. The public began to see Rockefeller not as a businessman, but as a monopolist, a puppet master behind America's new economy. Power, however, demanded secrecy. As Standard Oil grew, it used shell companies to hide ownership and crush opposition. Competitors found themselves mysteriously bankrupt. Rockefeller claimed it was simply business, survival of the fittest. Yet, in his pursuit of order, he created something America had never seen: corporate power beyond government control. By the 1880s, journalists began digging into Standard Oil's empire. Ida Tarbell, whose father's refinery had been destroyed by Rockefeller's tactics, published a searing exposé. Her words painted him as a cold, manipulative tyrant who strangled fair trade. Public outrage grew, and soon Washington took notice. In 1890, the Sherman Antitrust Act was passed, aimed squarely at Standard Oil. Years of investigation followed, culminating in 1911 when the Supreme Court ordered the company's breakup. Standard Oil shattered into 34 smaller firms, but irony struck. Each became massively profitable. The Rockefeller fortune only grew larger. After the breakup, Rockefeller retreated from public life, but his wealth continued multiplying. Shares in Standard's baby companies like Exxon, Chevron, and Mobil and skyrocketed. His fortune quietly grew into billions. The empire had been divided, but its blood still flowed through America's economy. In his later years, Rockefeller turned to philanthropy. Driven by both faith and guilt, he funded universities, medical research, and global charities. He believed wealth came with divine responsibility. "God gave me my money," he once said, a phrase that sparked outrage, yet revealed his conviction that his fortune was destiny. Through the Rockefeller Foundation, he reshaped global health, education, and science. His funds helped eradicate diseases, establish the University of Chicago, and revolutionize medicine. Yet critics wondered, was this redemption or control under another name? His philanthropy wielded as much influence as his oil once did. Rockefeller's descendants inherited more than wealth. They inherited an ethos of control. Each generation expanded influence across banking, politics, and global finance. The Rockefeller name became synonymous with quiet power, steering capitalism from behind polished boardroom doors. By the mid-20th century, Rockefeller influence extended into the Federal Reserve, major banks, and think tanks like the Council on Foreign Relations. Conspiracy or not, their network helped shape modern capitalism itself. The family's reach was subtle, but global. As their influence grew, so did suspicion. Some saw the Rockefellers as benevolent builders of progress. Others believed they were architects of control, a dynasty that quietly dictated economic policy. Myths blurred with truth, but one fact remained. The family had rewritten the rules of wealth. John D. Rockefeller believed his empire brought order to chaos, yet in doing so, he redefined greed as efficiency and monopoly as progress. His story forces us to ask, can great wealth ever be innocent? His empire's foundation was built on ruthlessness, but its legacy was generosity, a paradox that still defines capitalism. Though the man died in 1937, his empire never truly ended. Today, traces of Rockefeller's Standard Oil live on in ExxonMobil, Chevron, BP, and countless corporate giants. His vision, Creusot, to control production, supply, and price, remains the blueprint for global capitalism. Rockefeller's story isn't just about money. It's about the human need to control fate. His discipline, faith, and relentless drive turned chaos into empire. Yet his methods remind us that power, once achieved, reshapes morality itself. He was both creator and destroyer through a man who made capitalism modern. In the end, John D. Rockefeller remains an enigma, part saint, part shark. His empire rose from dirt and discipline, transforming not just oil, but the very DNA of American wealth. His story is the story of capitalism itself, its brilliance, its cruelty, its eternal hunger for control. The secret of Rockefeller's wealth wasn't oil, it was order, and the belief that destiny belongs to those who master it.